Hey, what's up everybody? Shane with Battlefield Decks and Patios, and today we're going to talk about the top 3 things you need to do when hiring a contractor to set you up for success every time. When we're talking about hiring a contractor, it's really important that you hire the right person the first time. You don't want to get into spending thousands of dollars on having an outdoor living remodel done and then in the middle of it find out that they don't know what they're doing. The project's not built right. It's not built the way you thought it was going to be. There's a million things that can go wrong. And honestly, hiring the right person is so important. And so let's go ahead and start with this. Number 1 at the top of our list, I would say, is to make sure that they are licensed. In our industry, there are so many people building things that are not licensed. You can look on their social media profile. You can look on their Google My Business page, and they'll say licensed and insured, but if you actually check, a lot of times they are not. So super important to actually verify that they are licensed, and it's really easy to do. So in the state of Virginia, we have a government regulation entity called the DPOR. Now, what they do is they're the ones who issue licenses to people in order to do whatever it is they do for a living in our area. So whether you're a barber or an electrician or a mechanic or a contractor or whatever it is, they are the ones who regulate the licensing for that in our state. I assume that if you live out of Virginia, you should have the same type of regulation in your state, and you just need to look on your government website to find out what that is. But in the state of Virginia, DPOR has what's called a license lookup on their website. And it's super easy. All you do is ask the contractor that you are potentially thinking about hiring for their license number. And then you can take their license number, enter it into DPOR's website, and find out, are they actually licensed? Now, along with that, you can also find out if there's any complaints or anything against their license for them doing bad or shady business practices. You know, for us with Battlefield Decks and Patios, if somebody asks us for our license, we're happy to give our license number to them. Why? Because we want them to know that we're legitimate. We've actually done our due diligence to be educated and take all the exams to be able to pass those tests and get our certifications for what we do. And so I always tell people, if you're thinking about hiring somebody, don't be afraid to ask for their license number. If you're going to spend thousands of dollars with somebody, you deserve to know if they're licensed. And honestly, if they give you any sort of like pushback on giving their license number, super red flag. Like I would just move on and wouldn't even consider doing business with them. The other thing you want to make sure too when you look up their license is the license in the company's name? A lot of times guys will get friends of theirs who have a different company name or some weird shell corporation name, and they're doing business under a totally different name. So the license isn't even there. They're just kind of circumventing the process and illegally operating underneath of somebody's license.
No matchup, no license, no prints, no warrants, nothing.
So it's really important that you look that up. Never be afraid to ask for someone's license number. Any legitimate contractor is going to be happy to share that with you. They'll gladly be like, yes, here's our license number, look it up, and you'll be able to find out everything about them on DPOR's website. Number 2 on our list is make sure that they're insured. You think that would go without saying, but a lot of guys do work in this industry without insurance. And the easiest way to see if they're insured is simply ask them for a certificate of insurance. With our insurance company, if somebody asks us for proof of insurance, all we have to do is make one phone call and say, hey, send a certificate of insurance over to this email address, and our insurance company will email that over same day. Not a big deal. If anybody asks, we're happy to send that over to them because we want them to feel comfortable that they're hiring the right person.
I'll make one call and that's it.
So again, if you ask somebody for a certificate of insurance and they give you any pushback, that'd be another huge red flag. I would keep it moving. And then lastly, the third thing that is super important that I think everybody should be doing before they hire somebody is look up their Google reviews. And I say Google specifically because that is the major platform that most people go to first to look up information on contractors, and it's the most accurate place where you're going to find legitimate reviews from people that have actually used their service. You know, with us, we have 5-star rating. We work really hard to make sure our customers are super happy with every job that we do. If you get on and you look up a company's reviews on Google, the cool thing about it is you can actually filter those reviews out by looking at the highest rated reviews or the lowest rated reviews. So I always tell people, look at the lowest rated reviews first. You might see somebody that has 4.8 stars because they have a ton of reviews, but then you go in and look and they got like 31-star reviews, and you can start to see patterns there. You can start reading those 1-star reviews and see what the patterns and the behaviors and characteristics of the companies. And a lot of times you'll see that it's a similar pattern that keeps coming up, whether it's poor project management, poor communication, whatever that is. And I always tell people, like, if you see that pattern with somebody's reviews, it's a roll of the dice whether you're going to be the person that gets that same type of service. So really important to kind of see like what people in your area are saying about that contractor, what type of service they're providing. You know, are they really knocking it out of the park and killing it? Or do they have a bunch of people that have had horrible experiences? So I think when you do those 3 things, you check that they're licensed, check that they have an insurance, and read the reviews, you can get a really, really good idea if they are properly licensed, insured, and doing great work for everybody that they do work for. I'll throw one extra bonus in there too that most people don't think about, but that we encourage a lot, and that is ask them for referrals. We have tons of customers that absolutely love us, and we're always happy to say, hey, look, here's a list of names, call any of them that you want, and you're gonna hear great news about us. All right, everybody, well, I hope that was very helpful for you on figuring out how to hire the right contractor the first time, every single time. If you enjoyed that video, check out our next video where we talk more about how to verify that contractor's license in your state. See you there.